Hey, Trinity Motorsports, what's going on? 803 RT, what's going on, brother? What's happening? How's the audio? Is the audio all right, or am I too loud? All right, good, good, good. APG, Jerry, what's going on, folks? We'll get started here in a few minutes. We'll give a quick update on Shake and Bake and where we're going, where we're headed, and what we got to do to possibly get things fixed. But we'll get started here pretty soon. We'll give everybody about 2 more minutes to pop in, and then I'll get to yapping my gums until we get some questions. Hey, Ant, what's happening, brother? Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate it. Hey, I may have a welding project for us to do. Hey, Chuck, what's going on, brother? All right, so we're right at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Yapping my gums about Shake and Bake and where we're going, where we're headed, what we think is going on, and what we think we're gonna do to try and fix it. I know I got a lot of differing opinions on what my problem is and what it's not, but we're just trying things to try and figure it out and get her running straight. So yeah, so been gone a week. Had a great vacation with my wife out at our cabin in Tennessee. We chilled out there we chilled out for a while. Did some. My wife and her father like to yard sale. So we go to a wholesale auction, buy a bunch of stuff, and then they go out and sell on the weekends. Usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday they go out and sell. But had a great time. Yeah, it wasn't nothing bad, nothing horrible going on. It was just hey, Hemi Challenger, what's going on, man? We was just taking a little vacation, taking a little break. Where's the moonshine? I know, right? One of these days, I'm going to set up a still in the backyard so I can start making my own E85. That stuff's even getting expensive now. All right, Chuck, what's going on? Um, yeah. But we're back. We're back. We're back in the fray. Looks like what I'm going to try and do this weekend is hit Cecil County on Saturday. I'll link up with Incredible Hemi again. Do some racing. Got a test and tune there on Saturday. Weather's supposed to be pretty good. Supposed to be nice and cool. High is like 68. Hopefully the weather holds out and we get some good runs in on Saturday at Cecil. Cecil is kind of touch and go. Sometimes they're busy, sometimes they're not. With the weather the way it is, I expect it to probably be crowded. They don't have any events going on this weekend, so that's a good thing. Maybe it won't be as crowded, but you know what? You never know. All right, Southern Jersey, I appreciate it, man. Hey, I've done this over the past golly, going on 6 years now. It's not like I did this overnight, or I dropped 25 30K to a shop and say, here, do this for me. It's been one thing, progressing one thing at a time over a long time. Trinity, you ever travel down to North Carolina? I have. So they do the Modern Street Hemi Shootout at the Rock. I didn't go this year, but I did go last year. Maybe next year. I like the Modern Street Hemi Shootout, but it's oh man, they keep changing the rules and it's a little funky now. But I have been down to the Rock. You got the kids Hemi Challenger. All right, brother. That's a life happens. Life happens. You just got to do what you can do. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and hit Cecil this weekend. Do I try Hellcat? Hey, whenever I see you, let's line up. Just kidding, brother. Just kidding. I don't want to get stomped. Atco, been to Atco many a times. Actually, with Incredible Hemi and Stang Mode, both been with both of those guys at Atco several times. Haven't have I been there this year? Haven't been there this year, but I did go a few times last year to meet up with those guys. Uh, Z, everyone always talks about when they're driving around, they get people testing them. I never get anyone on the street that wants to test me, be it a Mustang, a Camaro, a Corvette, another Challenger, another Charger. I just don't get anyone on the street that wants to have some fun. Every once in a while, I'll get a Honda that wants to play around, and I just whip them up, and then it's all over with. Never run at Beaver Springs. I have not run at Beaver Springs. Oh, cool, Southern Jersey. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, I've been there a couple times. You go park outside the house. All right, man. All right, Aunt. Like I said, I may have a small project for us to do that will utilize your you or test your welding skills. Not really test it. It's a easy little bracket I'm looking at making for the bottle. Ever thought about getting a wide body kit? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know if you guys watch if Revolt. I don't know if you watch RT Life. He's had a lot of problems with his wide body kit, between tires and suspension and rubbing and things falling off. I just and that it's just and I don't want to add no more weight to the car. So it's two things why I don't want to do a wide body kit. One is the weight because I do enough racing, not necessarily a lot of competitive racing, but I'm always somewhat chasing a number. And then, like I said, all the problems I've heard other people have with those wide body kits, and having to get special tires and special rims and rubbing and just yeah, Z, that's what I'm saying. Everybody I talk to, they always get tried by these people, but I never get tried by anybody. $100 an hour, no problem, man. I got you, brother. You know, Bruce, like I said, I just don't. People just either they see the banner and check out the channel and like I'm not messing with that guy. I don't know. I do have a lot of people in Maryland that watch the channel though, so that could be it. It is what it is. Hey, thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, it's just too many issues with those wide body kits. Now, if you go to the point of cutting your fenders and putting those wide body kits, I don't think you'll have as many problems as they do, because they didn't. The people I've seen didn't cut into the fender; they just slapped the stuff on there. Oh, 720 McLean. Oh god, yeah, no clue. That's for sure. That's for sure. And that's the thing. You just, no matter who you, whether it's a Honda, whether it's a BMW, whether it's another Challenger or a Chart, you don't know what they have under the hood. You don't really know. Revolt. Let me get to that question real quick. So where we're at with Shake and Bake right now is, we're looking at trying to fix the problem I'm having with the 1-2 shift, where it's pulling almost all of the throttle out of the 1-2 shift. And Ant, I know you'll chime in here. Z, I know you'll chime in here. But from the 3 people I've talked to, 2 shops that have done these swaps multiple times with a lot of 5.7s, doing the HP90 swap. It's the difference in years. So I believe it's somewhere around 18. All right, hit. Somewhere around 18, Dodge changed the communication protocols in the CAN bus. So I have a 2016 Challenger and I have a 2020 transmission. So what we think is happening is the PCM's not getting, specifically the not traction control. And what am I thinking? Golly, I'm losing my train of thought. But it's not getting a signal that the PCM is expecting from the TCM. So I'm gonna take the TCM out, not throttle body, torque management. That's what I'm trying to say, torque management. So Dave's not seeing any torque management in the shifts. So we believe, all 3 of the people that I've talked to believe that it's the TCM communication but the communication between TCM and the PCM and this new protocol that they use after 18. So I'm sending off. I'm going to get the TCM taken out either this weekend or early next week. So, and I'm getting to that. So I'm sending out the TCM to one of the shops that does, that forces the right year calibration onto the TCM. So supposedly, again, talking to 2 shops that have done it, the Y-Tech won't do it because the Y-Tech's not going to do something it's not supposed to do. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, Ant, is that once I get this forced on there, and hopefully it doesn't screw anything up, cross my fingers, and we get it back, shove it in, communication starts working right, and we can get back to the rest of the mods that I have, to try and get back into the 9s, which I'm gonna try this weekend. We're gonna give it a shot. Yeah, and I just don't want to. I don't want to pay for a TC. I don't want to pay for the TCM and the valve body, the $1,000 to get a new TCM. Uh, yep, the 18's here. You got it. I'm going back up. Let's see. Let me get here. Let me go back to Revolt real quick. All right, back up to Revolt. If I could go back to a stock Challenger, what would I do different? I know a lot of you are going to hate me for this, but if I had the money, I would have started with a Hellcat. And I know Z is gonna laugh at me, and Ant's gonna laugh at me, and if Mike was in here, I'm sure he'd laugh at me. But I mean, yeah, you just can't beat starting with a Hellcat. If I didn't have the money for a Hellcat and I had the money for a Scat Pack, I would have started with a Scat Pack. Knowing what I know now, I would have started with one of the higher trims. But don't get me wrong, I love the 5.7, and y'all know the deal. I've done a lot to my car and had a great time doing it, had a fun time doing it. But you can have the same fun doing it with one of the other platforms. Now, if you're talking about if I bought another 5.7, what would I do different? I would have went forced air right off the bat. I would have started at forced air, and then went to all the supporting mods after that. Knowing what I know now, hindsight's 2020. If I had to do it again, I would start with forced air, and then, like I said, do all the supporting mods after that. So all the injectors and the fueling and the cam and the all of the other stuff, long to all the other bolt-ons and stuff like that. I would have started with forced air. That's the big thing I would have done. Bruce, yes, RT is still twin turbo. He is also getting an HP90 swap. He's actually getting a built HP90 that was built by Southern Hot Rod. So him and Dave are literally working on his trans now. So if you don't know, RT Life actually dodged a huge bullet. The shop that had his car in for the transmission and getting his fueling updated burnt to the ground. All the mechanics and the owner, they're all okay. They all they had to go to the hospital. They had third-degree burns and all of that. But they are alive. No one died. They do have some injuries, but everyone now is okay from what I've seen. And luckily enough, RT Life's car was sitting across the street waiting on parts to upgrade his fueling. I don't want to get into I don't know if he put out there what he's doing with his fueling, so I'm not going to say anything, but yeah, he dodged a huge bullet. Can't see me. There's Mopar haters, there's Mustang haters, there's Camaro haters, there's Corvette haters. There's haters all over the place. I just deal with them. I just ignore them most of the time. 18 is the year when they did the CAN bus. Uh, Curtis, doing well, brother. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it. I knew you guys were gonna laugh at me when I said I would have bought a Hellcat or a Scat Pack. But yeah, love the 5.7, man. No, South Jersey. That is not true. The reason why the 6.4 can't handle boost is because the piston rings are so close to the top of the piston that if you push too much boost, it just pops piston heads. So literally $1,500 for a set of drop ins, and you're good to roughly 1,000 horsepower, where wide body Mike is with his. All he's done to his internals is the MMX drop in kit on his 6.4 on his Scat Pack. Chuck had a blast in my 5.7 shaker, but loved the 392. I should have just started with the Scat. Yeah, yeah. Hindsight's 2020, but yeah, it is what it is. To be honest, Chuck, you can't go wrong with either of the three platforms: the 6.2, the 6.4, or the 5.7. You can't go wrong. You can build them all. It just takes, excuse me, Some take more money than the others. That's all. There's Z coming in. The 6.4 just can't handle high boost. You can run 6 to 8 pounds of boost on a 6.4 and be safe. Don't be trying to do what I'm doing with my 5.7 and a 6.4 because you'll blow it up. Anything over 6 to 8 is the supposed safe zone, but with a 6.4, I wouldn't go over 6 to 8. Huge bullet. They are two different blocks, 100%. Boost and bolt-ons, yes sir, Bruce. If I had to do it again, yeah, Bruce, I get you with the ring gap, but if you're going through all the trouble to pull the engine, to pull the pistons, to gap the rings, you might as well have bought drop-ins. That's just my opinion. If you're gonna gap your rings, you might as well fork out the money and get the drop-in pistons. But there are people that have made a lot of good power just gapping the rings. There are some people that have done it. Yeah, Hemi Challenger, he dodged a huge bullet, big time. All right, Dies TV. I have a question about the 8 HP 90. You made a video, but I need more info. You said something about tuning everything again so I can use the new trans. Um, so you don't. Dave and the team are still trying to do it with Diablo with RT Life. I've heard shops have done it with Diablo, but if you have HP tuners, you're definitely good to go because that's how I got mine to work. It is we tried shutting off those codes in Diablo, and for some reason it just wasn't working. So I had Mike come over with the YTech, the Dodge software. He flashed it. We put HP tuners on, cut those codes off, and it ran fine. But you don't have to retune everything. I just moved when I went to HP tuners for the trans. I was like, I'm just gonna go HP tuners for the PCM too. So it might as well be all HP tuners, and that way I'm not worried about you know a Diablo tune for the PCM and a HP tuners tune for the transmission. But that was just me. You don't have to switch everything over if you don't want to. But more likely than not, unless people have figured it out for the transmission, you may your tuner may have you move to HP tuners. All right, Z, thanks, brother, man. Appreciate you popping in for a little bit. All right, Sean, you've owned them all and still have your Roush. Hey, that Roush Mustang is no joke. That's for sure. All blocks are the same. Drop a bigger motor. I know, right? That's the ring lands. They're definitely too close to the top of the piston. That's the problem with the 6.4. 6.6 in the eighth. Man, boosted Hemi, that's flying, brother. That's a great time. That's a great time. Uh, this weekend is supposed to be really good weather again. I'm gonna give it a shot. Um, if I can get things together before Saturday, I may take the bottle with me just in case if I do hit that 10-3 again. We may shove the bottle in there and try and push it for that 9. But there's a few things I got to do first. So Chuck, if you supercharge the 6.4, do you don't have to. You don't have to get the drop-in pistons. But if you're gonna go above 6 to 8 pounds of boost, you're gonna want to do the drop-in piston kit. So you're safe in that 6 to 8 pounds of boost. That's where everyone runs their 6.4 that aren't wanting huge power. They'll keep it at 6 to 8 pounds of boost, and you'll be perfectly safe. Once you start looking at going over 6 to 8 pounds of boost, then you're going to want to do your drop ins. Hey, Timothy, thanks for joining in, brother. I appreciate it. Uh oh. Here comes wide body Mike. All right, so he's talking about regapping the rings too. Yeah, if if you're in a 5.7 and you want to regap the rings, be my guest. But my opinion, if you're going in that deep to the engine anyway, you might as well buy the drop ins and be 100% safe and not have to worry about it. The only thing you have to worry about then is your crank, depending on how much boost you're going to push. Trying to find a cheap 6.2 short block. Good luck with that, especially now, man. Good luck with trying to find a cheap 6.2 block. But that's what I did. I bought a second 5.7 block and got all the engine, all of the short block stuff done. And then eventually, sometime this winter, probably December, January, February, somewhere around in there, we'll start swapping the engines out and put the forge engine in. Hey, Mike, what's going on, brother? Yeah, I've been out the loop for a while, man. I gotta get you guys have been chatting it up. I gotta get back in the chat. So Bruce, for the 5.7, that there has been people that have gapped the rings and have made some significant power. There's a crazy horse performance, I think, on YouTube. They have a Dodge Dakota that they were, I want to say 9.6, 9.7 with a 5.7. But that's with a Dakota, super lightweight, much lighter than I am, and running. I want to say that they either had a Power Glide or a Turbo 400. I can't remember which one they had, but they didn't have the HP 90 or the HP 70. But yeah, they ran like a 9.6 or a 9.7. I can't remember. I have to go back and look. But on the 6.4, gapping your rings ain't gonna help you. On the 6.4, you're gonna have to go and get if you're going over 6 to 8 pounds of boost. You'll hear me say that 1,000 times. 6.4. If you're gonna go over 6 to 8 pounds of boost, you're gonna have to do the drop-in kits. Bruce. Yep, forging from connecting rods to the springs. Absolutely 100%. I want to be buried with my RT. You know what? Now that I am where I am with Shake and Bake, y'all know the deal, man. You kind of grow attached to your car after a while. If you had it that long and done this many modifications, I don't foresee myself ever getting rid of Shake and Bake. Yep, Timothy. Yep, we went over that. Hey, no problem, Chuck. So can you put in the drop-in pistons without removing the engine? Like remove the oil pan, remove the bolts, and drop. So 803 RT, I think you can. I I just think it's more painful that way. But this is just my opinion. I have no facts to back this up. I've never done it. I never seen anyone do it. Never talked to anyone that has done it. But to me, trying to do it with the engine in the car just seems a whole lot more harder than it would be to just pull the engine and do it that way. We should do a running bet on how many red lights I do. I usually do one a weekend. At least I usually do at least one a weekend. Yeah, there's Mike. Yeah, I just think pulling the engine is just the easier. easier and safer way to go than trying to do it in the car. Just lazy. I hear you, brother. I love shortcuts, but sometimes shortcuts just aren't the way. All right, Ant's still selling his car. No one's took him up on the offer yet. So Chuck, primarily the way you change boost is you just do a pulley swap. Oh, there's Mike. Mike comes in. Normally it's just done through a pulley swap. Whether you do a smaller pulley up front or a bigger pulley down low, usually it's a pulley swap. And there's Ant coming in, giving you some laying down some knowledge. Yeah, 803. I just trying to do something that invasive into the engine just seems more difficult to leave it in the car. All right, Mike coming in with a smooth boost controller. All right, Chuck, no problem, buddy. All right, Sean, thanks for tuning in, buddy. I appreciate it. There's Mike. Mike coming in with his full blown race car now. Am I allowed to say that, Mike? It's a full blown race car. All right, Ant, thanks for tuning in, brother. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, Mike is a wealth of information, 100%. And like I said, I do listen to him, and then sometimes I don't listen to him, and most of the time when I don't listen, I regret it. But yeah, wide body Mike, he's good at answering people on IG too. So wide body Mopar Mike, that's him on IG as well. So Hemi Challenger, you can look him up and shoot him DMs, and he'll answer you as well. All right, Bruce, can springs, lifters, and rods be done without removing the heads? I don't think so. I am pretty sure you can't. Pretty sure you have to remove the heads to do the lifter, springs, and rods. I'm almost positive. Oh man, a Bear 6'2" for 7 grand. That's expensive. That's really expensive. Hey, no problem, Mopar 392. We just sit in here and we chat, and I rattle my gums. That's what we do. All right, Hammer Challenger. He's gonna look up Mike. What's the machining cost to go from a 345 to a 383? All right, so I'm not sure what it takes to get to a 383, but I took mine, boarded out 20 over. I bought the crank, so this is not including the crank, the forged crank. But everything else, the pistons, the rods, the connectors, all of that. I think I paid, it was like $3,500 to do all the machining, pistons, rods, balancing, and all the machine work. Deck the heads, or they didn't deck the heads, they decked the block, and it was like $3,500. So, and boring 20 over puts me at, oh god, I can't remember the numbers, like a 350 something like that. I can't remember the numbers, but it's like 350, 352, something like that. So it'll go to a 383. You'll have to get different rods, probably bore it out a little bit more, and a different crank to get to the 383. So you'd have to look for a 383 stroker kit, I think. Mike and I, Mike and I need to start making how tos. Yeah, I know, right? All right. Tim says it. I bet it's at least half of that. What time of type Chuck? What type of hardened bolts are people using on the 5.7 exhaust manifolds that won't stretch or break from heating up and cooling down? That's a good question. Um, I, I've been using the same manifold bolts for a long time. Yeah, the 383s are no joke. Yeah, nobody's gonna pay 7K for just a bare block. That's crazy. That's madness. Yeah, Mike's throwing some knowledge. 18 and newer, the 392s are the big gas engine blocks, which are much more stout than prior to 18. BGE, yeah, big gas engine is what it stands for. And like Mike says below, it's just a stronger block. Yep, trucks did have them first, so you can get an earlier big gas engine, but you're gonna have to pull it from a truck. Yeah, the BGE is that's if you're gonna go 6.4, BGE is the way to go. 100%. Oh, 383 is a 6.2. Yeah. Yeah, Chuck, tell them people, man, hit that like button. That's what I'm talking about. Hit that like button. A DIY demon build. That's tough. That's tough because they're still tight on demon parts. I know they're talking about direct connection and getting all these this and that and this and that, but I still don't think you're gonna be able to get real OEM Dodge demon parts unless you own a demon. But so they are throwing out there the ability to build your own drag pack. That would be interesting. That'd be an interesting build. All right, O3RT, have a good night, brother. We'll see you on the next one. I thought the 6.2 had different cooling passages. Uh, like Mike said, not a whole lot. There is some difference, but it's not a whole lot of difference. The 6.2 heads fit a 5.7. Me personally, I don't know. I'll be the first one to tell you. Don't know. But I do know the stock 5.7 heads, not ported, they flow extremely well. They flow really, really well. And you port them, they flow that much better. Oh, I didn't even start the video over there. Not enough to pay the premium for a 6.2. Yeah, 6.2s are expensive. Yeah, like I said, Chuck. Yeah, Dodge made some significant changes. 18 and newer. As we discussed earlier, the CAN bus communication changes are supposedly better. The BGE blocks are definitely better. Yeah, there's just a lot of significant changes they made in the 18 year to make things a lot better. There's my, because it's a BGE block. That makes it that much better. But yeah, we still got big plans. Hopefully this little TCM fiasco fixes things, gets the communication going. We get torque management back, and we can. I know Mike's gonna kick me in the balls, but try and get that 1-2 shift at least fixed a little bit better. Hopefully, cross my fingers. If we can get that 1-2 shift fixed, yeah, I think we'll be smoking after that. Yeah, I hear you, Hemi Challenger. Yeah, absolutely, man. If I were you, I'd get one of those BGE blocks. I want to say you can get a bare block for like $1,500, a BGE brand new one, BGE block. That was a few years ago, so they may be a little bit more expensive now, but yeah, you can get a BGE block for fairly cheap. So Hemi Challenger, I didn't go Circle D for the new converter. I went with Paramount. I know Mike's gonna kick me for that one too, but I went through HHP, who gets their torque converters through Paramount. So I went through Paramount. All right, Joe, thanks for stopping in, brother. I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. All right, Chuck, have a good night, buddy. We'll see you next week. I did say yes. I did say I'm going out this weekend. We're still on the same tune. We're still having the same trans problem, um, but the weather's supposed to be a little bit better, and I'm gonna try and take the juice with me. If I can get what I need to do done, I'm gonna take the juice with me. And if we hit that 10-3 again, like we did 2 weeks ago, if we hit that 10-3, we're gonna turn on the juice and go for that 9. Hey Jay, what's going on, brother? Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. All right, Jay got the twin turb skis running. Watch out. I know, Mike. I know. I know. I know. We're gonna see how good they are, or they aren't. We're gonna find out because we're gonna put it to the test. But I tell you, the Circle D I had, golly, how long did I have that? I put that in around 40,000 miles, and we took it out. When did I swap transmissions? 114, 115,000 miles. So we put 60 to 70,000 miles on that Circle D torque converter. Never had an issue. Not one. Uh, so Circle D, they get my thumbs up, but they are expensive. They're expensive. All right, Bruce, I hear you, brother. Oh, Dark 30 comes up awful quick. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. You have a good night, and we'll check you next week. No, Circle D did not leave a bad taste on me. I just got to your I just see your question now. No, it's not that, not nothing against Circle D, but they don't have anything for the 90. When I looked, I guess I probably could have called them and asked them if they had anything for the 90. I was going to go with Edge out in California, but they didn't have any. They didn't have any in stock to work for me, to send me and then send my core back to them. So I didn't want the car down for 2, possibly 3 weeks, for me to send it to California, them do the work and send it back to me. I didn't want the car down for 2 or 3 weeks. So that's why I went with Paramount. They actually had them in stock. He built the torque converter for me, sent it to me, and now I'm just waiting to put it in. That's the plan. Hopefully, like I said, Chuck, if I do hit that 10.3 and I get this, I get everything done and get the spray ready, we're gonna spray the heck out of it and see if we can hit that 9 this weekend. CJ Trout seen Dart new Gen 3 Hemi block. 500 plus. Wow. Yeah, 500. That's definitely a big block, no doubt about it. Hey Jay, I understand, brother. Hey, life happens. Life happens. He tried talking Neil into making ZF converters. Yeah, he definitely turned you down, huh? Yeah, man, Mike, I can't wait till you get Hellby put back together. Whew, that thing's gonna be a monster. Jay, quit making fun of us auto guys. I know you're a stick car. We all know you're a stick car. You don't have to worry about converters. All you gotta worry about is clutches. They're what leave age patterns in the dust. Oh, so the TCMs are all the same. I didn't know that. If I'd have known that, well, you know what I may do? Oh gosh. All right, Mike, you got me thinking now. Well, if that's the case, I should just pull the TCM out of my 70 and put it in the 90. You know what? Let me give you. Are you Mike? Are you at home tomorrow? If you're at home, I want to give you a call and talk about this. Yeah, Jay. I don't know if I want to go all the way to 75. I know when we dynoed it with Dave, we did a 50 shot, and the air fuel was still okay. We were still just a tad rich, not a lot, just a tad rich with 50. I don't know if I want to go all the way to 75 though. Juice, Mike's Juice will put you in the eights, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Chuck, I would definitely go 275s. You should, they should fit on your stock rims. Um, I would definitely get 275s. Um, and that's tough, right? So if you're just doing street driving, the Aturos are great. I have Aturos on my car that I drive on the street, and they are awesome, and they're still fairly cheap compared to a lot of other tires. So you can either go the AZ800s or the AZ850s. Both I got AZ. It's I know this is weird, but I got AZ800s up front and I got AZ850s on the rear, and I've had eight AZ800s on the rear too. So love them both. Hey Jay, who's that guy? Who's that guy, Jay? But yeah, I would go with the Aturos. But if you got the money for normal all season tires or perform summer performance tires, you can go with some of those name brands as well. What's the stall use? So what's in there now is the stock red eye, and I want to believe I'm sure Mike will come in. Um, I want to say the stock red eye is 23, 24, somewhere around in there. What converter leave me in the dust? We'll see, Jay. We'll see. There's Mike coming in. Coming in 32 to 3400 works for most. I had a 30. It was 34 to 3600 when I had the Circle D in my 70, and I still have my Circle D converter. So if someone that has got an HP 70 wants a high stall torque converter, I still got mine. Mike's a full out race car now, 100%. 2350. I knew it was something like that. I always forget these numbers. I don't know why. Yeah, those pesky clutches, man, giving us giving us all the pain in the world. Hey, wait, who's that guy over there? Who over there? There we go. Who's that guy? Ah, that's the guy that sold me his block. Now he's probably regretting it. now that now that the Hemis are going by the wayside next year, he's probably regretting selling me his 5.7. Love you, Jay. Thanks for that 5.7, man. I appreciate it. You have another one, Jay. You seem to have another one of everything. Oh, nice, nice, Jay. Nice. But yeah, hopefully, cross my fingers. Weather holds out this weekend. We get some pretty good runs in. Swapped out your radiator before you jumped on. Good deal, man. Hey, I appreciate you jumping in, Jay. I really do. I appreciate everybody jumping in, 100%, for sure. Ah, this dog. Come on. Ah, a dog kills me. Bean. Yeah, you got to get up there and see Dave, Jay. Makes you speechless. 454. Woo. Circle D helped a lot. It helped significantly. Why are you whining? Well, then don't be whining. Ah, dogs, man. So back to the Circle D. Circle D helped significantly. It cut my 60 foot by 2/10 and cut almost half a second off my quarter mile time. So yes, so it helped significantly, and I was cutting, and that's when I had the 70 in. I've cut a number of 1.4s and was consistently cutting 1.5s in the 60 foot. My typical 60 foot now is in the 1.6s. All right, Chuck. We'll catch you next time, brother. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, Jay. 1.6 is where I'm at now. More power. You always need more power. Never have enough power. Add more timing down low. Yep. We're both about to be bugging Dave. Yeah, I'm hope crossing my fingers. If things go right this weekend, we should be able to do it. We should be able to do it, especially if I put the spray on there. I bug Mac all the time just because 426 with a 4 liter Kenny Bell. Ooh, CJ, that's gonna be a monster. That's gonna be a monster right there. Jay, you're gonna have to make me admit what I did. I made a little wiring snafu, and it wasn't pretty. So now I just got to go back and rewire the nitrous setup. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. That's what I got to do. I know, Jay. It's terrible. I'm terrible. This is why I don't do things on my own. Is I always screw it up. I always screw it up. But it shouldn't take me long to rewire it. It's pretty easy to rewire. Yeah, my bottle's still pretty much full. We only had those few passes on it. So I got plenty of nitrous left. It's just like I said, I just got to rewire it real quick. Yeah, I know, right? I'll gut it out. Oh yeah, you took the dash and everything out. Stop. I'm almost done. Sorry, Bean's whining at me. He's being a pain in the butt. Let's see. The place I went to was a little expensive. It was $10 a gallon, and I got it for 9 because I'm a veteran. I asked him for the military discount. He gave me a discount a dollar off. So it was 90 bucks to fill up a 10-pound bottle. Not a gallon, a pound. I'm sorry, pound. But that was, golly, months ago. I got that done. Oh, nice, CJ. That'll be a nice build, man. I'm interested to see how you do with that and how it goes. So definitely, hit me up on IG and let me know how that build goes. That sounds like a serious build right there. Yeah, yeah, Mike. And yeah, Mike went Rossler. Has tags and insurance. But has tags and insurance, it's a street car. Yeah, the definition of streetcar is pretty loose nowadays. Oh, nice, CJ. That sounds awesome. Like I said, keep me informed, man. I like to know how that bill goes. Oh yeah, you gotta have insurance, man. For sure, gotta have insurance, even on the trailer. Even if you wreck on the track, push it out to the road and say you hit a deer. Leave the electronic transmissions alone. Hey, there's no matter what you say or what you do, it's still quicker than banging gears. Shifting wise. Shifting wise. Come on, Mike, you know the deal. Everything's freaking expensive. All right, Jay. Come on, dude. You know you're going to be making way more power than me. That's true, Mike. All those guys are using CO2 bottles and the whole 9 yards to get that shifting down. And then some of them dudes is even using the sequential shifter. Oh, golly, you guys are killing me. Yeah, Mike, I'm with you. Some of those stick cars, again. So here's another definition that's starting to being used pretty loosely is a stick car. Now, J, three pedal J, that's a true stick car, 100%. Now I'm with you, Mike. These guys using all this other stuff to help them shift. Are they really a stick car then? I don't know. The whole 9 yards. I use it a lot. I do use that saying a lot. Whoa, man, that's a blast from the past right there. Shake and bake ain't looked like that in a long time. But hey, we're coming right up on 10 o'clock, guys. I appreciate everyone. We're old in here, 100%. That's for sure. We are definitely old. You can see all the gray right there, a little gray right here, a lot of gray up here, gray all over the place. Yeah, I, I've been around the block quite a few times. Not the racing block. Racing and drag racing and cars is something fairly new to me just over the past 5 6 years. But I've definitely been around the rest of the blocks quite a bit. I mean, Challenger, you're on that downhill. You're like at the peak right now. You're about to head downhill. I'm already headed downhill. You're right at the peak. You're like right there. I'm already over the peak. That's hilarious, CJ. Hey, Crazy Car Grandpa, what's going on, brother? Hey, like I said, we've been going at it for just over an hour now. I appreciate everyone chiming in. I appreciate everyone coming in, participating in the chat. We always have a good time, always have some good laughs. Uh, People consistently dropping a lot of knowledge between Wide Body Mike, Three Pedal J, Z, Fu Manchu, Ant. These are the guys that are in my IG chat as well. Lots and lots of knowledge being dropped. Yes, sir, CJ. That's hilarious. Yeah, them Camaro boys. I just don't get them sometimes. I really don't. They're just not quite there yet. Yeah, Mike, I'm gonna definitely try and make the Butter Street Hemi shootout. I'm talking to mechanic Mike. I'm figuring out when we can pull the TCM and go from there. But that's it for this one, folks. Appreciate everyone chiming in, everyone coming in and hitting up the chat. Definitely everyone, hitting up the chat, chatting it up with me, taking the time out of your evening, for sit with us here for an hour. Yeah, we do get some good DA. We do get some good DA, that's for sure. 62. I'm right there behind you. I'll be actually 54 in 7 days. 1 week from today, I'll be 54. But like I said, we've been at it for an hour. I try and keep this try and keep this at an hour. You guys have a great night, and we'll be back here again next week. And hopefully, let's see if I hit the track on Saturday, either Sunday night or Monday night. I'll have that video up, and hopefully we have some really good news. But keep fingers crossed. Hopefully the weather holds up, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. That's it for this one. Adios.